Hello and a very good evening. You're watching Verdict 2017 on Rajya Sabha television with me, Frank Pereira. Here are today's Verdict headlines. Campaigning in full swing for the fourth phase of elections in Uttar Pradesh. Prime Minister Narendra Modi, Akhilesh Yadav and Rahul Gandhi addressed campaign rallies in key states. Samajwadi Party Congress Alliance approach Election Commission over remarks by Prime Minister at election rally. Parties claim violation of the Model Code of Conduct. Focus on Congress stronghold Rai Bareli. RSTV finds out how will the conventional issues of roads, infrastructure and employment play out in these elections. But with less than 2 days of campaigning remaining for the fourth phase of polling in Uttar Pradesh, key constituencies saw high-voltage political rallies by political bigwigs. Big promises and biting sarcasm were in full flow at these election meetings.
Electioneering for the fourth phase of the polls in Uttar Pradesh on February 23rd saw star campaigners of various parties in action on Monday. Prime Minister Narendra Modi addressed a rally in Jalgaon's Orai district, while Chief Minister Akhilesh Yadav held a rally in Rai Bareli. Alliance partner Congress Vice President Rahul Gandhi also addressed a rally in Koraon in Allahabad. In Orai, Prime Minister Modi promised that the BJP will create a Bundelkhand Development Board to address the issues of the region.
सपा हो, बसपा हो, कांग्रेस हो, ये सभी एक ही सिक्के के अलग-अलग पहलू है.
He also mocked arch rivals Bahujan Samaj Party Mayawati for opposing the centre's demonetization drive, stating that the BSP has changed its culture to become Behenji centric.
बहन जी ने तो कहा कि पूरी तैयारी नहीं की थी. सरकार ने नहीं की थी कि आपने नहीं की थी. बहुजन बहनजी बन गया और पूरी पार्टी बहनजी संपत्ति पार्टी बन गई.
Congress Vice President Rahul Gandhi targeted Prime Minister Modi at his rally in Banda in Uttar Pradesh. Gandhi claimed that the BJP was getting nervous after sensing adverse poll results in the state. He claimed the Prime Minister was making false promises on employment and farmer loans.
और 5 मिनट में हिंदुस्तान का प्रधानमंत्री कर्जा माफ कर सकता है. आपकी नीयत साफ नहीं है. आपकी नीयत साफ नहीं है. जैसे आपने बिहार को कहा था चुनाव के समय, वैसे आप उत्तर प्रदेश को कह रहे हो.
Addressing rallies in Amethi and Rai Bareli, Uttar Pradesh Chief Minister Akhilesh Yadav said the Prime Minister should speak the truth about development work in the state.
अगर जनता समझ पाई हो भारतीय जनता पार्टी के लोगों की मन की बात तो हमें बता दो. आप कोई समझ पाया मन की बात भारतीय जनता पार्टी के लोगों की? और हम तो कहते हैं कम से कम काम की बात कब करोगे ये भी बता के चले जाओ. केवल मन की बात करोगे और काम की बात नहीं करोगे तो लोकतंत्र में कैसे हिसाब किताब बनेगा?
Akhilesh also highlighted the achievements of his government during his tenure. Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha TV.
Well, joining me for a chat today to talk about what's happening in Uttar Pradesh is political editor of the Business Standard, Aditi Phadnis. Thank you so much, Aditi, for joining me on the program. You know, 3 phases of polling have been completed in Uttar Pradesh. 3 states too have finished polling thus far, and the voter turnout has been extremely high. You know, clearly the Election Commission has done a fantastic job thus far and in ensuring that free and fair polling has taken place in all the states that have gone to polls already, and also in Uttar Pradesh. A challenging task, but they have done their job thus far.
Oh, I think so, and they have to be congratulated. They have, without any fear whatsoever, no matter how high the person, they have asked the cabinet secretary for explanations, they have asked political leaders for explanations, they have asked whether the budget came in the way of the election. So I think highest praise is the Election Commission is deserving of the highest praise possible. They have done a fantastic job, there's no doubt about it.
You know, and the fourth phase of polling, of course, will be held in Uttar Pradesh this week. What's going to be different in this fourth phase as compared to the previous phases?
Well, the fourth phase is going to be in some constituencies where there is going to be a friendly fight. And I think Amethi, Raebareli, the Samajwadi Party candidate, some of them are extremely unpopular. And yet the Congress has had to give up those constituencies because of the poll pact. To the extent that Rahul Gandhi, who is in alliance with the Congress, with the Samajwadi Party, has not even gone to his parliamentary constituency to campaign for the Congress. But at the same time, it can't be denied that Samajwadi Party, Gayatri Prajapati is one of them, is not popular at all. So this phase is interesting because some of the areas where the contest is happening are the family sort of constituencies. We have also seen Priyanka campaign for the first time coming out of the shell that she was in. So that is also quite interesting. And of course, we have to wait and see what the outcome will be. Samajwadi Party has a lot at stake in these areas.
Sure.
So we have to see what the outcome will be.
Indeed. Stay with us. I'm going to come back to you for a reaction. But before that, let me go across to our correspondents who are on the ground in UP. Kriti Mishra joins us from Raebareli and Ravindra Singh Sharon from Jhansi as well. You know, Ravindra Singh Sharon, as far as some of these rallies are concerned, how are they being received by the general public? What is it that the general public are saying about some of these rallies?
Yeah, for the last couple of years we have seen that this Bundelkhand region, which is going for the polls in the next fourth phase of the election, has seen a lot of political rallies, which includes the Chief Minister also came here, BSP Supremo Mayawati came here, President of the BJP and the Prime Minister Narendra Modi, they also came here and addressed the people. People are expecting that this next election will be able to give some respite to the people of the problems which they have been facing for the last at least 2 decades, the past area of Bundelkhand, which has a lot of people are in distress. The farmers are in poor shape here because of severe drought which the people, the farmers faced here in the last at least 2 decades. Because of the poor shape of the farming, lot of people are shifting their base from this place to many other cities or other countries also. Education is also one of the issues which the local voters want that to be addressed by the next government. And migration is also one of the main important issues. Where we are standing right now is Jhansi, which is one of the most important and very pertinent district of this whole region. This is not having good facilities of higher education, and people are really struggling to provide good education to their wards, and they have to shift for want of education. And the farmers, as I told you, farmers are in really very bad shape. They have to take money from the local land holders and money lenders, and they are not in this position to give it back because of the severe drought condition which they have to face, and that ultimately result into a lot of suicide which we have seen in the past. Also, the main important, the other issues which the political parties are raising, that all of them are in one voice saying that if they will be voted back to the power, they will try to create a new Bundelkhand Pradesh, which the people of Bundelkhand has been fighting for many years, and the people here are of the opinion that if a new Bundelkhand Pradesh will be set up, then a lot of the problems which they are facing can be settled down. But the irony is, the paradox is, Frank, that no political parties still, as all of them has already declared their vision documents or manifestos. None of the political parties has still mentioned it in the manifestos, but all of the leaders who are coming here, whether it is a national leader or the state leader, they are addressing in the rally, but none of them has printed in their document which they are coming, which they are giving as
stay with us.
future for the
That's an
people
important
of
point you're
Bundelkhand.
raising. That's an important point you're raising. I'd like to take that to my guest. You know, Aditi, this issue of Uttar Pradesh being a large state, you know, being divided into smaller portions so as to ensure that the administration can be handled in a better manner has been spoken about for a long time now. But do we actually see it becoming reality?
Well, I don't think the Samajwadi Party wants it to become a reality. Mayawati has mentioned it many times and said that if you bring me to power, I will divide Uttar Pradesh. BJP doesn't have a view on it. So, a unanimity, a kind of consensus has to be built around it. But I think the Uttar Pradesh's problems are not because it's a large state. After all, we have seen Uttarakhand and the way it was created, and problems there are even more acute of infrastructure, of development and so on. And with the same resources, the same kind of facilities, Himachal Pradesh in terms of human development resources is done far better than Uttarakhand. There are established studies on this. This is not a political issue. But that apart, I think in UP we have to remember that there are 25 lakh voters who will vote for the first time. Many of them see Akhilesh Yadav as the kind of person that they would like to be. And he is more approachable and more easy to reach out to, and he talks their language. He understands what they want. When you add Rahul Gandhi to that, so that image is supplemented. By contrast, you have the Bahujan Samaj Party, which is a party that is basically capitalizing on the fear factor, on the fact that the law and order situation during Akhilesh Yadav's time was bad, and Dalits were a major victim of that. And Mayawati is saying that she can't say that there was no administration because Akhilesh has done a lot of things in infrastructure development, but she's saying that law and order is a problem. BJP doesn't have a face. So we know that Narendra Modi cannot come to the state and become the chief minister.
Indeed, that is the problem as far as the BJP is concerned.
So
No real state
it
leader.
is a problem. It is a problem, and people can't vote for Narendra Modi expecting that he will come there and sort their problems out.
Indeed, indeed. Do stay with us. Let me bring in our reporter Kriti Mishra as well, who's joining us from Rai Bareli. Kriti, you know, as far as some of these young first-time voters are concerned, they clearly need to be educated as to, you know, their rights and how they should go out and vote. What's being done as far as the young voter is concerned?
Well, that's right, Frank. Election Commission has devised a specific strategy to reach out to young voters. So they've created this app, this particular app that has information about everything, about the constituency, about the polling centers, about the facilities, everything. So definitely the Election Commission is trying to motivate the young voters who can make or mar the political prospects of the candidates. And also very crucial thing is that the Election Commission is targeting urban apathy, which we've seen in the last many elections, that people in the urban centers do not come out. So specifically they are trying that 25 lakh voters this time around could turn the tide for the political parties. So the focus is on the young voters, and they've devised number of programs to educate them through colleges, through SMS, through Facebook, to just ask them to come out, because each vote, they've been claiming, it counts, and that can change the prospects of the state. Frank?
All right, Kriti Mishra and Ravindra Singh Sharon will have to leave to that. Thank you so much for joining us there with all those details. I'd like to thank my guest as well, Aditi Fadnis, for joining me on the program and putting things into perspective for us. Moving on now, the Congress Samajwadi combine in Uttar Pradesh came down hard on the Prime Minister's comments at an election rally in Uttar Pradesh's Faizabad district. The party alleged that his comments at a rally last week violated the Model Code of Conduct. The BJP, however, defended the remarks while accusing the Congress and the Samajwadi Party leaders of misleading the people of the state.
The Samajwadi Party Congress alliance has criticized the Prime Minister's comments about graveyards and cremation grounds at a rally last week. Alliance leaders called this a breach of the Model Code of Conduct.
प्रधानमंत्री निश्चित हार को देखते हुए बौखला गए हैं और सांप्रदायिकता को इस चुनाव में ला रहे हैं ध्रुवीकरण करने के लिए। चुनाव आयोग को इसका कड़ा नोटिस लेना चाहिए, क्योंकि अभी हाल में दिए गए उनके निर्देश का स्पष्ट उल्लंघन है और साथ ही प्रधानमंत्री ने अपने पद की शपथ जो संविधान में के तहत ली है उसको उल्लंघन किया, उसको अपमानित किया है।
While Samajwadi Party chief Akhilesh Yadav used equally scathing remarks, the BJP defended Prime Minister Narendra Modi, stating that the alliance leaders were misleading people and trying to hide their incompetence.
हमने प्रधानमंत्री उज्ज्वला योजना देश के गरीबों को दिया, क्या उसको हमने कोई धार्मिक आधार पे बांटा, कोई जाति के आधार पे बांटा? जो गरीब है उन्हीं को मिला, और सबसे ज्यादा लाभ उत्तर प्रदेश जैसे प्रांत में दलितों को मिला है, अल्पसंख्यकों को मिला है। यही हमारी नीति है, सबके साथ सबके विकास। ये जो लोग लंबे समय तक अल्पसंख्यकों के मन में डर पैदा करके वोट बटोर रहे थे, उनकी अभी लुटिया डूब रही है। वो जमीन से वो निकल जा रहे हैं, उनकी पैर के नीचे से जमीन घिसक रही है। इसी वजह से वो एक तनाव फिर पैदा करना चाहते हैं, यही दुर्भाग्यजनक है।
Uttar Pradesh has seen 3 phases of polling so far. The remaining 4 will be completed in the next 2 weeks. Vishal Dahiya, Rajya Sabha TV, Delhi.
Well, the Rai Bareilly Lok Sabha seat has been the uncontested preserve of the Gandhi family. But when it comes to the assembly contest, the Gandhi magic has been falling short in the region. The party currently doesn't hold even a single seat among the 5 assembly constituencies. Priti Mishra reports. Rai Bareilly, the parliamentary constituency of Congress President Sonia Gandhi, is the proud recipient of development projects worth several crores. They include educational and skill development institutes like National Institute of Fashion and Technology, the Rajiv Gandhi Institute of Petroleum Technology and the National Institute of Pharmaceutical Education and Research. Even a Government of India undertaking, India Telephone Industries Limited, was also established here in 1973, which is why many voters say that Sonia Gandhi and her party can count on their loyalty in the elections.
हम गांधी परिवार के समय में नौकरी पाए हैं और गांधी के परिवार में ही हम रिटायर हुए, इसलिए हम जब तक हमारी जिंदगी है हम कांग्रेस को ही वोट देंगे.
But look closely and the problems become apparent. For all its top educational institutes, the town lacks primary school teachers. There may be 4 national highways, but the roads remain highly dilapidated and non-motorable. A place that has the 3rd rail coach factory of the country is seeing its youth looking for livelihood elsewhere in a subdued job scenario. These are problems that are finding resonance among the electorate.
लोकसभा के लिए हम जो देखते हैं वो नेशनल मुद्दे देखते हैं और जो विधानसभा के लिए हैं यहाँ के लोकल मुद्दे हम देखते हैं. जो भी लोकल हमारा विधानसभा सदस्य होता है उसके लिए हम उसी को वोट देते हैं जो हमारी सुनता हो, जो हमारे बारे में सोचता हो, उसी कैंडिडेट को वोट देते हैं.
The Congress drew a blank in the assembly contest of 2012. It came a distant third in 3 of the 5 assembly seats, while the Samajwadi Party won 4 seats. The 5th seat was won by the Peace Party.
समय के हिसाब से जैसे पहले समय के हिसाब से हम लोग कांग्रेसी भी थे, हम भी कांग्रेस भी थे और चाहते थे, और आज जो है हमने सपा को भी वोट दिया, सपा का भी सपोर्ट किया हम लोगों ने. आज हम परिवर्तन चाहते हैं. आज अपेक्षाएं पूरी नहीं हो रही हैं. लोग वादा करते हैं, नेता लोग आते हैं, वादा करते हैं, चले जाते हैं. लेकिन आज हम परिवर्तन चाहते हैं, ये भी देख लेते हैं.
The parliamentary constituency traces its association to the Nehru-Gandhi family for decades now. Firoz Gandhi and then Indira Gandhi won the seat thrice in 1967, 1971 and 1980. 1977 was an exception when Indira Gandhi lost to Lok Dal's Raj Narayan in the post-emergency anti-Congress wave. BJP won the seat only twice between 1996 and 1998. Since 2004, Sonia Gandhi has remained unassailable. When it comes to the assembly seats, the Congress this time is contesting Harchandpur, Rai Bareilly and Sarini seats in an attempt to regain lost ground in the Gandhi stronghold.
In the Gandhi citadel of Rai Bareilly, winning elections is more than just adding number to the assembly seats. But the near decimation in last assembly elections is a warning signal to the grand old party. Many political observers feel that the party needs to strengthen the organization at the grassroots levels and produce more visionary leaders in the electorally crucial state of Uttar Pradesh. Reporting from Rai Bareilly with camera person Arvind, I'm Kriti Mishra for Rajya Sabha Television.
Well, it's time for a short break now, but news and updates will continue on the other side. Stay tuned, we'll be right back.
Gyan Chopper is the ancient version of Indian snakes and ladders. This intriguing game was popular among the old, the young and the rulers as well. The chopper has its origin in the Jain philosophy. It tells the story of virtue, symbolized by the ladders, rewarded, while the vices shown by the snakes are punished. Each square in turn also narrates some message of wisdom.
Welcome back. You're watching Rajya Sabha Television. Well, one of the major issues for voters in Manipur is the state government's move to create 7 new districts. Most affected are the hill districts dominated by the Naga and Kuki tribes. While the Nagas are protesting in the form of an economic blockade which has paralyzed the state, a section of the Kukis are looking at its traditional rivals to take on the incumbent Congress government. Akhilesh Suman has this special report from Manipur.
This is Pheng, inhabited by Meitei. Earlier a part of Imphal West, it is now part of the newly formed Kangpokpi district, and all are not happy with that decision.
ये कांगपोकपी में जाने तो हम लोग को बहुत नुकसान होगा, मतलब वो तो दूर है, इम्फाल वेस्ट ये नजदीक है, सामने सामने है, लेकिन हम लोग ये जगह को हम लोग पहले 1932 में हम लोग का दरबार में हम लोग को दिया है, देने के बाद में हम लोग को करके हम लोग अभी रिजर्व करके हम लोग अभी भी कंट्रोल कर रहा है, कंट्रोल करने के बाद में वो लोग अभी बोला है, वो लोग कांगपोकपी डिस्ट्रिक्ट में जाने तो हम लोग का बहुत मुश्किल हो रहा है.
I do feel that it is not only among the Nagas, it is even among other communities, you know. If it is really meant for administrative convenience, then let's do it properly, taking into account of the interests and rights of the ethnic communities.
Meiteis are the majority ethnic group of Manipur, accounting to over 60% of the state's total population, but inhabiting just over 30% of the land. Pheng being accommodated to Kangpokpi district is one of the few tales of discontent being heard across many Meitei villages.
From this particular village to Imphal is around 11-12 kilometers. Then you see now this village is under Kangpokpi district. The villagers to get a signature of the SDC or any DC or somebody, they have to go to Imphal first, then from Imphal they will go another 45 kilometers. That will come around 60 kilometers, you know. So if it is for administrative convenience, why they have to go 65 kilometers?
By Buddha 1932 da Darbar na koi piramba koi lam area mayam asi yaw krabadi koi district piramo kang ai samok sibu gidana ai koi thing nagini.
The Manipur government had in December 2016 issued a notification to create 7 new districts by bifurcating the existing ones, taking the total number of districts to 16. While the Nagas are protesting in the form of the economic blockade which has strangled the state, the Meiteis have been less vocal. But it would be wrong to presume this would not affect their votes for the current Ibobi government.
We are totally against any kind of division based on ethnic lines. So like right now, as I've already told you, there must be an agenda which must be acceptable by every stakeholder in the state.
Every community in Manipur is divided on this issue. It will be interesting to see that what is the number of those who are happy with this decision of division or who are unhappy with the decision. This will decide the future of which party makes the government in the coming assembly elections. Akhilesh Suman for Rajya Sabha Television with camera person Sudhanshu in a village near Imphal.
That's it for this newscast. Have a good evening.